Before McDonald's became a symbol of fast food, another kind of fast food was already being packed into waxed boxes and cans. It was not sold under golden arches. It did not promise comfort, choice, or pleasure. It was issued to soldiers who were tired, wet, cold, hungry, and usually in a hurry.
A customer at McDonald's chooses quickly because he wants convenience. A soldier in World War II ate quickly because the war did not wait. He opened a ration box, tore a wrapper, cut into a can, and accepted whatever the supply system had put in his hands.
But this is not a story about McDonald's inventing itself from army rations. That would be too simple, and it would not be true. This is a story about the soldier, the man who had to live with food designed not for pleasure, but for movement.
During World War II, feeding a soldier was a military problem before it was a human one. An army that could not eat, could not march, land on a beach, cross a river, hold a line, or keep moving after the trucks fell behind. Food was fuel, and fuel had to reach the front.
Whenever possible, soldiers wanted real hot food. A field kitchen could give them coffee, bread, stew, meat, potatoes, and something that felt close to normal life. A hot meal meant more than calories. It meant someone had found them. It meant the army could still treat a soldier like a person.
The front did not always allow hot meals. Infantry kept moving. Tank crews ate on the armor, and patrols stopped only for a few minutes.
That need created the combat ration, food packed for a man who might have no table, no kitchen, no plate, and very little time. It had to be compact, durable, easy to issue, and simple to eat. Most of all, it had to keep a man moving.
The best documented examples are American rations, especially the K-ration. It was a light, individual ration divided into breakfast, dinner, and supper units. Inside, a soldier might find canned meat, processed cheese, crackers, soluble coffee, sugar, a fruit bar, chocolate, chewing gum, cigarettes, matches, and even toilet paper.
First, look only at the items: meat, crackers, coffee, sugar, chocolate, a drink powder, sometimes cheese. This was not a restaurant meal, but it had a rough structure: something filling, something dry and portable, something to drink, and something sweet for quick energy or morale.
That is where the comparison with fast food begins, not in the taste and not in the dishes, but in the structure. One person, one package, one predictable set of components, ready to be handed over quickly.
For the soldier, however, this was not a menu. It was not a treat. It was not a clever business idea. It was the food the war gave him. After one meal, it might seem practical. After several days, it could become exhausting.
The same cans appeared again and again. The same crackers broke in his hands. The same sweet bars replaced the feeling of a proper meal. Coffee could be weak, but still precious. Canned meat could give calories, but not the comfort of dinner.
That is why rations show the human side of war so clearly. They were not just about what a soldier ate. They were about how a soldier felt while eating it. Hungry, but not satisfied. Supplied, but not comforted. Alive, but far from home.
A ration could keep the body functioning. It could give enough energy to stand up, pack gear, climb into a truck, or continue down a road. But it could not replace the smell of hot food, the feeling of sitting down, or the simple human power of choice. That is why hot meals mattered so much when they reached the front. A field kitchen was not just a kitchen. It reminded the soldier that he was still a human being, not only a number in a supply plan. Rations kept men moving. Hot food helped them feel human.
Still, for its time, the combat ration was a remarkable invention. Especially in the American system, rations could be counted, packed, shipped, stacked, issued, and eaten where ordinary food would fail. For a huge army fighting across oceans, that mattered enormously.
After the war, millions of men came home to a country that was building a different kind of fast food. This time, speed would be bright, clean, familiar, and profitable. A short menu, standard portions, simple packaging.
Food that could be prepared and handed over quickly, again and again.
The difference was choice. At McDonald's, speed felt like freedom. You chose quickly, paid quickly, ate quickly, and left. In the Army, speed often meant the opposite. The soldier did not choose quickly, he accepted quickly, because the march, the convoy, the landing craft, or the next order would not wait. And that is what makes the comparison useful. Not because a hamburger came from a can of army meat, not because French fries came from crackers. They did not. The connection is not between the dishes. The connection is between the systems. Both worlds needed food that could be standardized. Both needed portions that could be counted. Both needed packaging that could be transported. Both needed a meal that could be repeated millions of times. In peace, that became convenience. In war, it became endurance. So the next time we see an old ration box, it should not look like just another military object. Inside that box was a soldier's breakfast, lunch, and dinner. It was also a small piece of a larger machine that turned hunger into a supply problem and a meal into a package. World War II showed why fast food, in its most basic form, had to exist. Food that could be packed, moved, counted, opened, and eaten fast. McDonald's just made it famous. If stories like this help you see familiar things in a different way, subscribe to What, Where, and Why channel.